Hannah Oli Pop Rock Radio. Estás escuchando Jamie Roxx de Pop Rock Radio. Manténganse al tanto.
Hej, det här är Hits från Sverige och ni lyssnar till Pop Rock Radio med Jamie Roxx.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. This is the Pop Roxx Radio Talk Show. I'm your host, pop art painter Jamie Roxx, and this is the big show. You found it. I sure am glad you did. I am super excited. We've got one of my favorite people in the whole wide world of independent music, and it's Mr. Eddy Mann, returning guest. Eddie, how are you?
Doing great. Always excited to spend some time with you because it's so inspiring. It's like the quickest 45, whatever it is, minutes in the day for me. You and I could probably...
we could do a long one.
We'd end up having to buy the coffee shop if we went there for coffee.
Exactly.
But that's cool. That's all good. It's a great thing.
It is. I was just telling you before we came on mic, you've got a new single out in time for Easter, and this is a Christian single. Eddie, you and I have been friends forever. I am not a particularly religious person, but I got to tell you, I love the story, and everybody knows the story, of course. It's a spring blockbuster, folks, has been for a couple thousand years.
Yes, it
has. But Eddie added to that with his latest single, and I just really like it. Not just the lyrics, but I like the music of it as well. And it's just a good, I don't know if you call it indie folk or indie music. It's definitely great. But I really enjoyed it. And as a matter of fact, when I was doing my research before we came on camera, before we did all this, I was looking at your website and all, and I signed up. Everybody sign up for Eddie's mailing list on the website. I didn't realize there was a sign up thing on there, so I'm late to the game in that, but I just did it before we came on. But I was looking at your Facebook, and I'm sure it's on all your social media. You got, I was saved the day, what is it? I'm reading this. The day I was saved is the name of the track, but I like the t-shirt a lot. I'm going to get one of these. These are fantastic. And all of my family and friends are going to be like, oh, Jamie, what's going on? We're not complaining, but what's happening in your life? And I'm like, I figure the day it's going to happen to me, Eddie, you remember in the Blues Brothers when they went to the church and James Brown was the preacher? And
yep.
He saw the light, that beam of heaven light came down. I can see that happening. Probably what's going to go down. And I look forward to it. Anyhow. So your schedule is always a little off to me because it's hard to keep track. But you're in Melbourne right now. I can recognize the background.
Yeah.
But your primary residence is Melbourne, as I understand it, and then you go up for a few months every year.
Yep. In the past, I'd say maybe 7 years ago, somewhere in that ballpark, this became home residence because we started to spend 6-7 months out of the year down here, and a lot of it came about because I wasn't traveling as much. I started doing a lot more stuff online, and I still keep that 4-month window in the summer months, May through September, where I primarily work in that mid-Atlantic region, because so many of the dates I do now are just dates I've done my whole life. I even do them on the same weekend. The venues ask, we know you're going to be in town this year. Can you do this? So I do I have these anchor dates in June, July, and August. And I always end the summer run with a residency at a boardwalk chapel in Wildwood, New Jersey. Nice. And it's right in the marketplace. I love it. I get a chance to just open end. The back of the venue just opens up right into the marketplace, so to speak. And it's really a great way for me to end that run.
Cool.
To be in that environment, not be in a church or not be in a place where for a Christian musician, working in the church is like working with a net.
Yeah, I can see it.
As opposed to being working in the marketplace, which is by design, biblically by design, where we should be, bringing people to a relationship.
And you're doing it in a cool way. People are being entertained. There's great music. It's an environment. They can get a hot dog if they want it or whatever. They probably don't eat hot dogs now. It's probably avocado toast in a fancy little thing. But it's cool. Whereas opposed to, it's a much more opening and inviting way to get the word out. I would think, as an outsider looking in. I
Absolutely.
think that's cool. I think that's very cool.
Absolutely. I keep pushing for a more and more spontaneous experience when I'm live. I'm looking for that in the studio. I'm looking for that when I'm writing. It could just be the season I'm in, the fact that I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm looking for new and inspiring things. And there's something about not having a script, so to speak. If you prepared a script for me today with a bunch of
Oh my
tight
gosh.
questions that needed 2 and 3 sentence responses, it wouldn't nearly be as much fun as you and I just getting together and spending some time together and having a conversation.
I've
And
had it I've had that happen a couple times, not many, but a couple times where and it's usually younger folk, and I'm not putting anybody down or anything. Everybody relax. But they're like, "Hey, when do I get the script?" I'm like, "The script? I don't got time to write a script, or you can't. I wouldn't even know how to properly do it. You probably you read it and laugh at me.
I have,
Where do you see that?
I have a tendency to lose the script when someone emails it to me first. Did you get that script? I don't know what happened. I had it. It
Yeah,
was gone.
computers.
Let's just roll
I'm an
through
old
it.
man.
I totally get it from your side. From your
Okay.
side, if you're trying to have a conversation with me and I'm answering with yes and no answers,
Yeah,
again,
just
but that's not a conversation then.
no. And
That's
I
an
tell you,
interview.
I never went that route because I don't know what I'm doing, and which is sometimes a good thing. I can't take when I was younger and I used to invest in a lot of real estate. There was so many times that you'd be talking to a buddy or something like, "What you did it that way? That's not how it's done." And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
nobody told me, and it worked. Guess live and learn. I'm still going to do it this way because it worked. But yeah, with the script stuff, I guess you're supposed to. Everybody, all these other YouTube people do it, and maybe that is a good thing. I just never. I'm like, I don't have time to do that, and I don't know how to do it. And
I
I'd
think
rather have
so.
a conversation than an interview. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes I think it can become stiff, and I
Mhm.
always believe that if you and I are not being honest and exposing who we are exactly, people can tell.
Yeah, and I mean,
You know,
I get it like from a
you may fool them for a few minutes, but after a while, if you're faking it,
yeah.
people are going to see through that, and I wouldn't want to tune into and listen to that. That's I'm usually shying away. I'm looking for anything that's authentic anymore in the world. It's AI, right? I'm looking for all the
Oh,
time.
I'm telling you, it's. I think that AI thing. I'm seeing that happen, and I'm not laughing. I don't want anybody to lose money or have misfortune, but after all the ridiculous hype, that's all you see. These certain companies are. We call them the bug guy. We pay what's the word? An exterminator
Yeah.
service fee that comes every couple months, and they're a pain because for some reason in my life they always want to come when I'm waiting on a check to clear or I'm getting this or something's happening. Had to get new brakes on the car, of course,
Hmm.
and that's always cheap. Just something, and it's always at an inopportune time. So a couple times, it's real easy to call up. Well, I figured out it's real easy now because they switched their customer service to AI. I have no guilt on switching dates or putting off that. Can we
Right.
push that back till next month? Yes, I'm happy to help you, sir. My name is whatever the AI's name is. They feel no guilt. They don't try to guilt me into anything. And I'm like, yeah, okay, great. Let's push this. And by the third time you've done that, you're like, I should probably have it done. I haven't seen anything, but I should probably get it, let them do it this time. So I
Yeah,
let the
before you
last time
see
they
anything.
did it. But yeah, we don't have new roommates or anything. But
I just
yeah,
see it. I just see it as another tool. I mean,
it's
for me as a musician, the landscape has changed so dramatically from when I started. I wouldn't recognize it if somebody told me what it was going to be like in 2026. I wouldn't have
no,
had. I might have been afraid of it. I don't know, but I think that my attitude has always been, how can I make the changes in the landscape work for me personally? So I don't care how they work for somebody else. If we want to sit and have a conversation, that's great. But ultimately, how do I make it work for me?
Yeah,
My niche, my
absolutely.
audience, my daily life, and that way I constantly find it as a positive. Maybe the journey to get to where how I can use it is may not be the most fun, but inevitably it's been that way. I remember people getting freaked out when the Lindrums first came out, and drummers were just, and I kept saying, no, I love the Lindrum because I love to write in the studio and I love having the creativity of it.
Yeah,
Like Prince released album after album with just a computerized drum on it. Didn't seem to affect him, but when he was out playing live, he didn't have a little box next to him. He had a drummer
no,
behind him, and so it's a different instrument. It's a percussion instrument, yeah. But I think all of everything in our life
absolutely.
is that way.
Well, the thing about drum machines is they've never tried to pretend, at least to my knowledge, and I'm probably wrong on this, but I'm sure some jackball out there somewhere tried it, but they didn't try to come off like, oh, this is a real drummer.
Yeah.
No, it's a drum, and you can tell you got that hard gate on there and what
Hmm.
here, but it's never tried to pretend. In my world, the art world, there has been a couple because it's a shortcut, and people are looking for shortcuts. But people always ask me, they're like, "Are you worried about this AI?" And I'm like, "No. All the rich people I know don't want to hang an AI poster on the wall.
Yeah.
They like to show off, and as long as rich people like to show off, I'm in business. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Um, my place is there. It's secure. I'll cash their checks, not a problem. That's what painters have been doing since they stopped painting on cave walls. And it's just AI is a weird thing. It's been so overhyped, and now the Soros has closed down and all that. And I'm like, yeah, they were giving all that away for free. Of course, you got to make some any business. I don't care if you're selling if it's a little kid selling lemonade. The point is to make funds. That's the whole point
Sure.
of being in business. And if you're not making any money, it ain't going to last long.
Yeah.
There will be an end date to that.
This is true.
Everybody's got a wife, probably a lot like mine, going, maybe it's time to cut the losses on this project and focus on the next one, Jamie. Had that conversation a few times. And it's very true. We got stuff to do. But it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, the AI, I'm waiting in your world to see some church somewhere, probably some mega church or something. We're going to have do they have opening pastors? Like a band will have an opening act to get, and then the main
on
band will
on a
play.
on a night of worship or something like that, not on a Sunday morning,
Okay, I got you.
not on a worship service,
I
but a
got you.
night of worship can really, you could do anything you want on a night of worship. You could be as creative as you want, trying to lead
Well,
people, bring people from one place to the next.
I think it's a matter of time. I don't know how well it would go over before somebody puts a chat GTP up there. Here's the word according to chat GTP.
The problem with that, I don't think it'll happen because I think that worship in general needs at least two humans in the room sitting across from each other. Like I could, no matter what I played, no matter what I said here, no matter how we might pray, the fact that there's all this dead air between you, there's this plastic, there's this digital stuff going back and forth. It's not, for me, that's not how we were made to be together. I love the
Absolutely.
fact that I don't have to drive 100 miles to do an interview. All I had to do was scamper around my home, grab a few pieces of electronics, and in 10 minutes, being dopey as I was and almost missed this, was able to connect myself with you. And um,
Absolutely.
and so that's awesome. And but again, so what we said earlier, it's a different way to communicate. We're communicating, we can both communicate to a much larger audience, but it's not the same as if I was sitting in front of an audience with an instrument, or you were in front of an audience with your media and creating something. They're two different things, and they can happen at the same time.
Absolutely. And if people didn't need a pastor, a minister, whatever you want to, whatever various titles they have, the shaman, whatever,
Hmm.
they just read the book.
Yeah.
Because that's all the info is right there. It ain't like it's you're laying hidden knowledge on them or something. It's all
Right.
the source material is everybody's got a copy that's going to church, I
Well,
imagine.
it's right there wherever biblically, wherever two meet, God says He's there. I don't know that He meant on the computer. I didn't know that He
Right.
meant whenever two people get together on FaceTime, I'll be there, sort of thing. I don't believe
Yeah.
that's in the commandments or in the old book, in
No,
Moses' book of laws.
no.
But ultimately, again, it's where our hearts are and how open we are. And worshiping God is really, I come from a place that it's my relationship with God is personal. I totally buy that. I totally understand that. And I totally believe everybody else on this planet, their relationship with God is personal and it's different. And how they interact, how they share,
Right.
how often they converse, it's different. And all I
Absolutely.
can do is talk about my approach to it. I can lead people in a moment of it if I can get out of the way and allow some kind of spiritual thing to happen. But it's not it's something there's something about this piece of plastic and that green dot that I'm looking at that makes it difficult for it to transform. But it's no different on YouTube. You can watch these things on YouTube, or you can
Yeah.
watch a live broadcast from a church on Sunday morning. And there's a separation because you're not in the room, you're not breathing the same, you're not, and that'll never be replaced. So
And it
AI
just
will
seems
never be able to replace that.
it seems so much more genuine when your spiritual Sherpa is. Have you looked at it from this point of view? And yeah, Chat GTP. I mean, I don't know. If I was in a hospital getting a heart transplant, I'd want a person doing it. You know what I mean?
You think?
Yeah, that person could be. My wife just had her gallbladder out a bit back, and they used the robotic assisted, but they used it as a tool.
There you go.
Um,
So we've gone 360. We're right back to it. It's a tool.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And people are doing their thing. I don't know. I've never used a lot of the computer stuff in my work, in what I do, not because I'm cool or I'm making some kind of artistic statement. People are like, you never use Photoshop? I'm like, no. Number one, you got to buy Photoshop. And number two, I don't want to go take a college class to learn how to use it.
It's just the tools,
Yeah,
you know?
I had this is very funny. You'll like this, Eddie. This was more than a couple years now, but this was back. I was living in San Diego, and there was a little local magazine, and they wanted to. They talked me into running an ad, a 6-month ad. So it's cheaper if you do it. You commit
Mm-hmm.
longer. Okay, fine. And I was I was friends with the lady who owned it, and I was helping her out a little bit. I thought. And she goes, her marketing lady got a hold of me. Goes, we really need your ad. When here's the dimensions. It's got to be this DPI and all this stuff that I didn't have any idea. And I'm like, okay, I'll get you the ad tomorrow. And I grabbed a blank canvas, sat down, painted the ad on canvas,
Mm-hmm.
jumped in the car, drove it over there the next morning and said, here you go. Here's the ad, and gave her the canvas.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, Jamie, no, you got to use the computer and then email it. She goes, don't worry about it. I got somebody that can take a picture of this painting, and
Sure.
we'll use that as the ad. And she just laughed a little because she had never had that happen.
Right.
I didn't know how to use any of this computer, so I just
Yeah.
did what I did, and it worked out. And they ran that ad for 6 months.
I have a friend who's a sound editor out in California, and he was working on a film, big budget film, and he had always done everything in an analog way. He would cut the film, splice it.
Right.
And all of a sudden, he's in this house in Atlanta. They're on location, and he's in this house with some other assistants working on the film, and they're all like, "You got to learn Pro Tools. You got to get into Pro." He's thinking, So he would shoot during the day. He would do all his analog work, and every night there was a woman who was there with him in another room, and they would get together for 3 or 4 hours every night, and she would walk him through what he did analog that day, and she would show him digitally how to do it. And he said, I've always been the guy, I know, turn the key in the car, press down on the gas, and it'll go. I can't tell you how it works,
Yep.
but I do know turn the key, press down on the gas. And he said, that's how I use Pro Tools right now. I know exactly what she told me. I don't know how it works. I don't know. Again, it's that ever-changing landscape.
Oh, I'm telling you,
And
it is.
sometimes you're holding on by your fingernails, trying to stay with the flow of things.
When we started doing the show, added the video element to it, I went out and I bought the most expensive program and great software and all this and that, and it can do all this. It's got a thing. And I get these statistics. You get all this, you read all this stuff, and it's, oh, you should make more eye contact with the real hard for me to do. I'm not used to doing that. I'm used to talking into the microphone. And it's when I got this software, I'm trying to use it and I didn't understand it. I'm like, gain? What the heck is gain? What does gain mean? What am I gaining? All these audio terms and video terms that I had no, and it took me about 3 months to kind of get a handle on it.
Sure.
And I was so frustrated. There was a couple times I almost got teared up on this thing because it was just so difficult because I didn't have any of that background.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who made I'm calling the help desks and putting in tickets. I don't know, why do they have a ticket? I don't know. But I'm on the phone finally with somebody and they're like, oh no, just do this. And I'm like, why didn't you put that in the instruction manual just to do that?
Yeah.
And I can understand. Make some videos on YouTube with telling me just to do something and I'll watch those and do it. But it was hard for them to understand because their computer mind, their experience with it was like they assumed everybody worked.
I was going to say that they're writing from their level of knowledge, not even considering the fact that there are lay people out there that are probably, most people are lay people because their profession is something else and they're using this as a secondary tool.
Yeah.
Gets lost in the translation.
Absolutely.
I mean, that happens lyrically all the time because sometimes I want to write in a more abstract place and I don't want it to be a black and white message. I want it to be gray. I want you to wrestle with it a little bit. And There's not just one particular answer or one particular story here. It can go off on tangents. And I tend to like that. I like that in probably all medias. I like the same thing. I like abstract art will move me more than probably anything else.
Absolutely.
But I also, again, there's something about being a good storyteller too. For me, it's a combination of both, and it's whatever the song feels like it needs. I could have been a lot more abstract with When I Was Saved than I was, but I thought, no, I want to stick to the story, and I just want to present it from a different point of view. And it seemed to feel natural that way.
It is phenomenal. And like I said, I listened to it. And what I did is I watched the lyric video, which we're going to play here in a second, off on YouTube. And I don't know, maybe Mike Stover over at MTS sent me a link to it, or somehow I watched it on the computer screen and with some good headphones. And I was very impressed. I just blown away. I'm like, I've heard this ain't like a new story. I've heard that everybody knows this story, but it had not moved me in such a way and that it did with this. We're going to play it here in a second, folks. But I was very impressed with this as a song. Just as a song, I was like, wow, this is really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was very impressive, I should say. I don't know. That's good art to me.
We do this stuff. We create to hopefully strike a nerve, to make somebody feel something.
Yeah.
So it brightens up my day to know that it did that for you, because
Absolutely.
I know where you're at faith-wise. And so it really brightens up my day. I appreciate that.
I'm a lot more open than I was when I was younger. When you're younger, everything.
But it's a journey. It's a journey.
Yeah,
come on. We got some mileage on us now.
I'm at that point in my life. I'm on the downhill side of it, and I'm not saying that, folks, as woe is me. It's a natural thing. It's just how it is. But you get to a point where you're like, I got more space behind me than I do in front of me, and then it's on to the next thing. But it's as I've reached that point, I get much more open. Do I think, is there a Bigfoot living in the woods behind my house? Probably not. Logically, I think. But I've had experiences in my life, not with Bigfoot. The experience was I was on a Greyhound bus because I had all my art stuff with me. You can't fly with liquids. We've had some issues with that. So you got a dirty dog, Ed. I was on the Greyhound bus from, where was I? I was in Portland, then I had to go up to Seattle, Washington, do a show up there. And I had never been through the Pacific Northwest rainforest before.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear that term, you're like, oh yeah, they got a bunch of trees up there. Until you're driving through it and you're looking out that big Greyhound window, you're like, there absolutely could be something out here. There was a reason D.B. Cooper jumped out of the plane here, because you're not going to find anything out. I had never seen trees like that or anything like that. But so as I say, as you have these experiences in life, you realize, yeah, maybe I don't know everything about everything.
Yeah.
You know, and there's nothing wrong with admitting that, I don't think. I change my mind about things every day. I'm not one of these people that it's got to be this way or, oh, no, man. I know the world is much bigger than me, with much more ideas in it than I have.
Getting older is it's a trade-off. I'm trading off energy for wisdom.
Yeah.
I'm just so much more on top of things and making wiser decisions now in my life than I did at 20 when I didn't sleep. I got 3 days left before I need to sleep.
Yeah.
And that gave me 72 hours to do a whole bunch of really stupid stuff. So it's just a trade-off, and I prefer where I'm at right now. I feel good where I'm at.
Me too. I'm the same way. There were times, oh, really? That you can only get this liquor in Malaysia? Simon, here, pass that bottle over here. I got to try a shot of this. Now I'm like, ooh, there's going to be a 4-day hangover? No, I think I'm good. I'll just have an iced tea, thank you. That has happened, and not because I didn't have any, knock on wood, so far I haven't had any terrible experiences in my life like that, where I'm like, ooh. But it's just, I had a lot of 4-day hangovers, and I said, yeah, I've had my fill of that. No thanks. Rather not go to that party. Anyway, we're getting afield. Let's play the track,
Okay.
because it's so good, and I want everybody to hear it. Here it is, everybody. This is The Day I Was Saved. Eddy Mann, check this out. Here it is.
There lives a glimpse of that fateful day when they led him away. The mourners followed, they followed and prayed the day when I was saved. Jesus warned of what would come. There'd be the king, the sign proclaimed. My friend was innocent and falsely blamed. They yelled to crucify him unashamed. The day when I was saved. My friend, he prayed in their defense. Forgive them for their ignorance. On this afternoon that made no sense. The day when I was saved. One with faith was heard to cry. Remember me with a humble sigh. Then darkness came and filled the sky. The day when I was saved. I was saved the day my best friend died. I was saved with humble tears in my eyes. I was saved on that prophetic hillside. I was saved the day my best friend died. Truly, he said, clear and concise. He was lovingly so precise. You'll be with me in paradise. The day when I was saved. The day when I was saved.
There it was, folks. When I Was Saved. I said it wrong. So it's When I Was Saved, Eddy Mann. And he just, man, I got to tell you, he gave me a real ration of stuff just now during when we were playing the track. No, I'm kidding. Eddie's the nicest guy in the world. He's the nicest guy in the world. You really are. You really are. Eddie's one of those people. You may have had a parent or some authority figure in your life.
I had two of them.
Most of us do.
Sorry.
But no, I didn't. Out of the park. Out of the park. No, you people in are always very even keeled, good tempered, and whatnot. And you've messed up when they're not. When they've reached that point, you're like, oh boy, I may have went too far in this situation. You remind me of that type of person. I imagine you. It's hard to imagine you losing your cool. I'm sure there's been one or two times.
I have a button or two that
I got you.
My wife just smirked over my shoulder. I forgot she was in the room.
Oh, one of her buttons.
I have a button or two, but I think the only thing in life that sets me off is disrespect.
Yeah, that's a big one with me.
And not only for myself. If I see disrespect between two people, it really hurts me inside. It stirs me up. It makes me feel anger that sometimes I didn't know I had. And if it's direct to me, it's man. You set me off. You push the button. Don't do that. Don't push that button. I used to tell. I had a very short season as an educator. And not because of the buttons, but I used to tell my students in the beginning of the year, look, I'm an easygoing guy. I've got one or two rules for the classroom as we go through. I don't expect you to be a musician or an artist, but I was teaching all the arts. I just want to stimulate the creative part of your brain and all this. But don't go here. Listen, there are two things. You do not want to push these buttons. And if I had a rough night the night before, maybe I traveled a couple 100 miles from a gig, I'd go in that next day and I'd tell them, look, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I need you to be cool today. You're not getting a warning today. And if you don't want to respect that, you don't want to show me the respect, okay, push the button. Go ahead. And
your
but
funeral.
that's really the only thing. If I think I don't hear my wife smirking anymore, but I think that's really the only thing that I know of personally. I know that sets me off. And I was brought up in a household that was, man, my gene pool was good. My upbringing was good. And I played a lot of sports and I learned how to lose. So there's very few things in life that really set me off. I love the journey. I learned through
Absolutely.
athletics to love the journey. So when I'm in the studio and things aren't going right, I remind myself, man, enjoy the process here. At the end, it's always going to feel good.
Absolutely. My grandfather had a saying, and I can hear him in my mind. He said it more than a few times to me when I was little, underfoot, being a pain. He would always say, Jamie, there's a reason the rattlesnake has a rattle. And
I
if I
like
had a rattle, it'd be rattling right now. And that
that.
was his way
Love
to,
that.
yeah, you better chill out there, buddy. Very cool. Now, this new single, it's out. Now, are you going to be dropping like an EP or an album or something, or just these are singles that are out and coming out and whatnot?
I had it's. I
Or
kind of
these
got.
were on the last?
I got a little tangled up on my releases because I had an album called The Unveiling, which was on the shelf for over a year because I
Mhm.
just felt the need to release it in January. It was inspired by the Book of Revelation. Again, it's the Eddy Mann version. It's not fire and brimstone. It's a positive way to look at the unveiling of this love that happens at the very end. But I released that in January, and I released the first single from it, and Easter crept up, and I had this song.
As it does.
I had this song set for Easter last year, but it's included in an album that I'm going to release this summer called Dreaming with God.
Okay.
So I've released this single now, and somewhere toward the end of April, I will probably release the second single from The Unveiling.
Nice.
So I've probably
Nice.
got maybe two more singles from that, and then come June or July when I'm out doing my summer run or shows, we'll release the next album, Dreaming with
Very
God,
cool.
and that's the plan. That's the
Nice.
plan today.
That's a good plan. That's a good plan. I like it. I approve. No, it makes sense. It makes sense. And that's the thing, folks. It's sometimes you got to wait on stuff too because and I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. I'll paint a painting and I'm like, I've changed art. People are going to have doctoral thesis about it. It's just I'm that excited about it.
Yes.
Not really, but you get excited about stuff and you
Oh,
want to
sure.
show it off. You want to drop it. And I've had my wife this conversation. She just posted a painting yesterday. You might want to give it a week there,
Yeah.
Picasso. And I'm like, she's right. She's right because
Yeah.
you're still building up momentum, and there's other factors that you have to keep in mind. But it's very true. But these are all great singles. We're gonna play. Let's play. Let's see. What do we have? Oops, wrong button there, Eddie. I hit the wrong button. Here we go. It's Time Lord, I'm
Okay.
Coming, and Hope of the World. What should we play next?
Let's play It's Time, Lord.
Okay, here it is, folks. Without further ado, this is Eddy Mann. It's Time Lord.
It's time. Oh, it's time. It's time to end the violence. It's time. Oh, it's time. It's time to end the silence. Hear our humble prayer. Hear our humble prayer. Hear our humble prayer. Prayer of peace. It's time. Oh, it's time. It's time to end the violence. It's time. Oh, it's time.
And we're back, folks. We're back. One of the things we should really do is I should record the breaks and release those because they are hilarious. We're playing a track for you, and
There's a
oh
couple
my
outtakes in that last one.
God, I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy. No, but that's a great song. That's a great track, and this one's out, right? People can pick this up.
Yeah, this was something I released toward the end of last year. It was, and it's just as a freestanding single at this point, and the world just finally pushed me to a point where I needed to make a statement. And I'm not real big on forcing my views on other people. I kind of want to
Right.
stimulate. Again, I want them to be active. I hate the idea of sitting on your hands and not voicing how you feel. I don't need you to hit me on the top of my head with a protest sign, but I'll sit down and have a cup of coffee with you because you could educate me. You may make me think of something I didn't think of before. So I like that idea of just saying, look at where we're at. Lord, if you're ever
Absolutely.
going to do something, it's time now. We're all
Yeah,
getting
give me
pushed.
the strength to get through it. I'm telling you, it's a zany time. It's a zany time. And very easy for you and me, Eddie, we're pretty much the same age, to say, I haven't seen this before. you know?
Yeah,
And it just, and the outrage, I'm sure your blood gets a little hot, just like mine or whatnot. And you're like, it can't get worse.
yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know if it's the Antichrist. I don't know who's calling the
It's hard.
shot.
It's hard to digest what we're being fed each day in
Yeah.
the news. It's very hard to digest it. I know I can, as I said earlier, I can only speak for myself. And if I wasn't a man of faith, I don't think I would be here wearing a smile because
Yes.
I need something stronger than myself to be able to get from 6 a.m. to whenever I crash at night. There's just so many things that happen during the course of the day that I can't believe it. I can't phantom how it happened. I can't figure out how taking a life made that situation any better.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
stuff that just fries me to no end. And it's, if you think about it, as I said earlier too, it's the ultimate disrespect to take somebody's life
Oh,
for
yeah.
whatever reason.
I grew up in a time of the Cold War and what have you, at the end of it, trail end of it. And the big fear, we had a couple at the time growing up. In my teen years, I remember we got hit with AIDS, the crack epidemic, and the ever present nuclear annihilation. And we lived with that. And we were definitely scared. Got the talk from my father. We only live 4 miles from the air base, so we're going to be lucky in that case. You'll never feel it if it should happen. Hope it doesn't. You grew up with that, and just years after years, and you almost become desensitized to it.
Absolutely.
And I thought I was desensitized to horrors and terrors of the world and whatnot. And then all this stuff happened, and I'm going, I didn't think anything could get worse than nuclear annihilation. Here we are. Cruelty is worse than nuclear annihilation. At least nuclear annihilation is mechanical, and there's not the horror and
Hmm.
cruelty. And you're just, I think that the past 10 years, because that's what we're really looking at now, that's something, my biggest issue, and I'm not jumping on a political soapbox or anything, folks. I
Well,
don't care.
all this stuff is both sides. This is not
Yeah, there's
left or right.
exactly. There's a human side, should be just a human side, a decent
Yes.
side. But what I'm going to say is, over the past 10 years, something that's troubled me personally is I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think I was surrounded on all, that I was an island of sanity amongst in an
Hmm.
insane world and populace, and
Yeah.
people are getting shot in the face, and people are going, she had the person was in the wrong place at the, deserved it.
The,
Nobody deserves to get shot in the face. What is wrong with you? That
yeah.
is,
The devaluation of humanity is just changed. Again, I've talked about landscapes a lot. It really has changed the everyday life of our world.
oh
And it
yeah,
doesn't really matter where you live.
no,
It's not you can't pick a zip code, you can't pick a country, you can't pick, it's the whole world. And it didn't happen overnight. You can trace it little by little. We've ended up here. The sad part for me is that I don't see a way out of it except through faith in something else. As long as it's in mankind and the almighty dollar, I don't see any change in
There's
the world that we have. So for me, I'm going to continue to champion that point of view that
absolutely
you can't live without the almighty dollar, but you can change the other thing. You can, for some source of strength that's outside of your little
that you need.
box.
Yeah,
Yes, because we obviously are failing at it on our own.
yeah. It ain't
So
working.
for me, it's time, Lord. Please come
Yeah,
in and help the world the way you helped me.
exactly, exactly. Because a lot of people are in some pretty heavy duty quicksand. Is all I can say. And that's what it's like. It just keeps getting more gunk on you, and it's just crazy. And some of this stuff is just have these two friends of mine. They're younger, and I love them to death for their perspective on things. They came over, and I'm yelling at the TV, and they're like, "What are you watching? A hockey game, Jamie? What's going on?" I'm like, "We know that you know how to do it better, but the ref on the screen isn't going to hear your ranting. You know what? You're so look at the dogs in the corner just." Because she's feeding off me. And I said, "No, I'm watching the news. I'm not watching a hockey game." And she's like, "Jamie, you got to turn it off. You got to limit yourself. Look, you got a vein throbbing in your forehead. You're going to have an aneurysm." And they were right. I started doing that. I started saying, "Okay, I need to know if the missiles are coming to get under the table, but maybe I don't need to know who's having an affair with who or this or that. You know what I mean? Maybe just the big high. Maybe that's a good idea for a news app. Here's what you should be concerned about. Otherwise, it's just we're going to play music or something."
Tell you, there's an app called Grounds News. I don't make any money off of this.
I've heard people talk about it where it gives you bias and whatnot.
Well, yes, it'll tell you up right off from the bat. It'll tell you what the percentage of what the percentage of coverage is on the right, the left, and in the middle. And
Smart.
I live in the middle. But I want to be aware of what the left is not hearing and what the right is not hearing.
Yeah.
And I get the choice then to choose. And not only that, do they do that for each article, but they'll tell you which news outlets, where they sit. Do they sit in the middle? Do they sit little right, little left, far left? And I have more control over what the information I'm getting.
Yeah.
Am I getting it like it was when I was a kid? I just want it reported. I don't want the commentary. Believe it or not, I think I can figure it out.
Yeah.
So that's always been the most difficult thing for me. And this has been quite a revelation for me that I can go to it. It'll give me 3 or 4 things a day, if that's on an average of things that seem to be headline.
Are the missiles flying?
It'll cater to what you want. I mean, if you just want politics, it'll give you that. If you want finances, you want sports, you want entertainment, arts. I always wish the arts were a little better.
It's so true. That's a big thing in our house. One of my addictions, one of my bad things that drives my wife crazy is I like certain sports, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't call myself a sports guy necessarily. Mm-hmm. I'll watch the Super Bowl. I'll watch the occasional Grand Prix or whatever, big boxing match. I'm right there. But one of my things that I love and I get as excited as her father gets about a hockey game is I watch Sotheby auctions.
Okay.
The Rothko is going to sell for $13 million, Jamie. You don't have $13 million and you don't have any Rothko. Why are you so excited? I'm like, because it's just, that's the tip of the iceberg. It filters even down into my little world.
Sure.
And I'll sit there with the dog and I'm like, now see, Mei Ling, how that gal on the phone there with her buyer, she's covering her mouth. Same thing in baseball. They have lip readers.
Yeah.
When you're talking $13 million, it's all the tricks. And my wife she walks in from the other room shaking her head going, Number one, the dog can't understand you, Jamie, but I can't complain because look how happy she is. She's sitting on the sofa with you. And you
As long as the Paul doesn't come up when she's leaving the room, you're okay.
exactly drives my wife. My wife can't stand what, but that's not a problem. I don't like watching Love Island too.
Yeah.
She would watch that morning, noon, and night if she could, or crime shows or something. She loves that stuff. And ghost shows. That's her thing. Crime shows and ghost shows. I'm like, what do you like the before and then the after? Is that what the deal is here? She has watched so many crime shows. I don't think a crime has been committed that she doesn't know about. She loves that stuff. I'm like, I don't want to hear about this psychopath. Are you kidding me? Anyway, yeah, it has me asking. Come on, Lord. Come on. It's time. Let's get rid of the Love Island. I shouldn't say that. We've got I'm Coming and Hope of the World. Which direction should we go next?
If we're doing 2, then I'm Coming. If we're down to 1, Hope of the World.
We're doing 2. Let's do them both because they're good tracks. We'll just be quick about it. I'm Coming, Eddy Mann. Here it is, folks. Check this out.
You know the things I do. You know my love, you know my faith. You know my penchant to endure. You know my heart, you know my faith. But you
And we're back. We're back. It's like we never even left. It's amazing. It's amazing, ladies and gentlemen. That's I'm Coming, Eddy Mann. It's a fantastic track. And again, this one's available as well.
Yeah, this was from the Unveiling album. And I love the reassurance that my God knows what's going on in my life all the time. And that, yeah, I may be looking out my window thinking, good, as we just said, it's time, Lord, but it's on his time frame. He doesn't operate on the same time frame as me. And I find that really comforting because I don't want to, it stops me from making rash human decisions. If I think
Absolutely.
there's a greater mind or a greater creator that has control of this stuff. And I know how many times I needed to learn things over and over again as a kid. And
Yeah.
I think humanity is kind of the same way.
Absolutely.
Humanity as a whole was as silly as me and as dumb as me sometimes, that it just needs to repeat the process a number of times before it gains the respect for it and the intelligence to deal with it in the right way.
Oh, yeah. I was talking with a friend of mine who happens to be an astronomer, astrophysicist, actually. And we were talking about the woes of the world and whatnot. And he pointed something out to me. He said, with stars, they go through these changes, these evolutions, it's this way, and then stuff happens and it becomes that way. And he goes, every time it just doesn't happen immediately. And there's usually a lot of turmoil before the next phase happens. So maybe the
Yeah,
world's like that. Maybe
yeah,
something new and good is coming,
yeah.
and it just needs birth is never just a
Hmm.
smooth sailing journey. There's some
Yeah,
turmoil.
yeah.
He goes, you don't know this, Jamie, but you've probably seen enough movies and stuff that, yeah, the wives there's some turmoil happening usually during the birth that they'll
Yeah,
tell you
yeah.
about.
So a lot of we have a tendency, or at least in my lifetime, that urban decay would be dealt with like with piecemeal. We're going to do a little bit there, and ultimately, it always ended the same way with everything being leveled and starting over again.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes a lot of people in AA will tell you it had to be taken away completely. Their life had to come down to zero for them to rebuild again with a different mindset, drawing strength from a different place.
Yeah.
And I just think that,
And those stories are wild. I went to one AA meeting and I wasn't turned off by it or anything. It was very enlightening to me. So I was living in California and I had a night where I got snookered. I got hammered, and I was in a period of my life. I had just started making a little bit of money with my art and had to learn those lessons. I was being very grand this particular night. I was drunk and being a jerk. And a friend of mine's wife brought that to my attention, and it scared me. I'm telling you, I
Mhm.
looked online, and 45 minutes later, I was sitting in a basement of a building with a bunch of people at an AA meeting. And because I thought maybe I need to get this
Sure.
handled. And it seemed that everybody that went to these meetings, that helped them get
Mhm.
things in order. Can't argue with that. So I did that. And some of the story, because they go around and they tell their stories, and it's anonymous, so I'm not going to repeat any of the stories, folks. But I will say what I thought was my personal turmoil paled in comparison to the rock bottom of
Yeah.
some of these people.
Yeah.
And it was, like I said, incredibly eye opening, and it scared me. And I didn't want to get to a point in my life where I was experiencing what they were talking about.
Sure.
So I got it together. It was a good slap on the
Yeah.
back of my head, and it got it. I stopped doing a lot of stuff that after that meeting, and I think I grew up a decade during that meeting because I got a real good bead on what was important and what was nonsense.
Well,
And
a lot of people that experience near death, physical things like that too. Mortality becomes real, and
yeah,
until it becomes real,
it is.
you don't seek anything
No,
else after this world. When you're 20, you're never going to die.
no,
So you're doing things that, again, mindless things. But as you get older, and as the world starts looking different, because you're just becoming wiser. Isn't that a Mark Twain thing about
yeah,
his father became wiser as he got older?
absolutely.
But I think that there's so that boy think there was never a better truism than that. That's why the churches are filled usually with more people that are 55 plus, because he is now becoming a real thing. And the value of life and the value of time, the most valuable thing we have is time, and wander it when we're younger.
And just little things. This past Christmas, I had a lack of Christmas cheer this year. I just wasn't feeling it. And it could have been all the external stuff.
Yes, why do you think that was?
That's probably exactly what it was. But I did the fact that our family was all together, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking around the room. All the family members are there. And my little niece, who's too young to know better, she had one of them play kitchens with play food, and when she's making me up some eggs and pancakes in the pretend pan on the pretend oven, and she's just so happy. She is just couldn't be better. And I said, I need to take a lesson from her, this little child here, and just be concerned with the moment here. Quit thinking about this other stuff, and just be glad of what's going on here. And it changed my whole day around. It changed my whole, because I went in there, it's at the in-laws house. So of course, in the back of, I didn't go in there looking for a fight on anything, but in the back of my mind, I had all my arguments in place. I had everything filed, and if somebody says this or has this viewpoint, I can go here. And after I had that moment, and it wasn't anything important, it wasn't a big moment of grace or whatever, but it changed my day. All that other stuff just melted away, and I was like, I need more of these moments. So that's where you just notice something in the abstract.
See, I walk around, and if I see God in everything, I see the whole world differently.
Yeah, absolutely.
As soon as he's not in the picture anymore, as soon as he's not shadowing what I'm watching or coloring the event, the moment, it changes. But if I see him in everything, the whole world looks different.
There was an old movie that I loved, and it was The Pride and the Prejudice. Something, I don't know. It was Charlton Heston, what played Michelangelo in it. It's an old 50s movie. And his painting of the Sistine Chapel was the theme. And the pull and push with the Pope and all this and that. And there was a scene in it where he didn't want to work, and they were going to arrest him. And so he hightailed it out of town. He's out hanging out in a rock quarry, working hard at the rock quarry, just trying to do something. And he looks up, takes a drink, wipes his brow. He looks up and he sees the clouds. And it's in the shape of the fingers touching and all this. Okay. And he sees it, and I get it. Mm-hmm. They don't find him, I don't think. I think he goes back and gets to work is what happened. And yes, that's a dramatic telling did it happen? Probably not, but maybe something else happened. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Hey,
we don't know.
When seeing God doesn't always look the same.
No.
And it doesn't have to look exactly like something from a biblical illustration.
Yeah.
In fact, most of the time it doesn't. But I think
you just never know.
The fact that we're able to see it from time to time, I think, helps us through the moments we really need to be helped.
Yeah, and a miracle doesn't have to be a burning bush. A miracle could be a bee on a flower. You know what I mean?
Well, they're small and big.
Yeah.
For me, you're telling me what you saw and what you realized in that moment is exactly, for me, what I'm always talking about with people. That's a divine moment for me. That
a moment of grace.
Dark of a cloud you're in, this little girl innocently, this little light. She's just a little light shining there that brightens, and it ends up brightening to the extent that the darkness is gone around you.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a cool moment. And moments like that, and talking to you and what have you and whatnot, makes me say, and we've known each other a long time. Mm-hmm. I don't jump on the big faith train too hard, but moments like that make me come to a realization of I may not know everything.
Yeah.
The jury's still out for me, but it's leaning in a direction. I can see it.
I think that you remember it, you can share it, you can put meaning to it, and it's still a part of your conversation today. Speaks.
Absolutely.
That's loud volume. That's 3 months ago.
Oh yeah.
3 months in this world. When you 3 months with what's going on in this world, man, that doesn't speak loudly. That screams. That's boldly screaming in your life. So that makes me. I'm gonna pray for you on that one. That's good. I
Well,
like
I
that.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. And we're getting far afield. Let's play this next track because otherwise I'll get hollered on by my wife. How long did it take this? Did you go? I'm like, it was Eddy Mann. We had fun. That's why.
Tell her I'll take some responsibility for it.
Yeah, it happens. Hope of the World is the track. Hope of the World. And here it is, folks. Eddy Mann. We'll play it and we'll talk about it.
Hope of the world, shine on us. You are the answer. Hope of the world, shine on us. You are the answer. Lift up our hearts, lift up our souls. Lure us away from all that's wrong. Lift up our hearts, lift up our souls. Give us the strength to carry on. Hope of the world, shine on us. Hope of the world, shine on us. You are the answer. You are the answer. Hope of the world, shine on us. Hope of the world, shine on us. You are the answer. Oh, you are the answer. Here we stand, blessed with each new day. Here we stand, humble works of clay. Hope of the world, shine on us. Hope of the world, shine on us. You are the answer. You are the answer. Hope of the world, shine on us. Hope of the world, shine on us. You are the answer. You are the answer. My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly trust in Jesus' name.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. Hope of the World, Eddy Mann. This one's available also, Eddie, right? This was on the...
This goes back a long way.
Okay.
This is probably 12, 15 years old. It's been released twice, once back in maybe 2013, and then again maybe 2020 on an album called Chapel Songs. It's a song I struggled with. A very simple message of God being able to answer the things that we can't, and that there is hope for whatever it is that we're seeing, or if we're going to him for answers, for strength, but I was never happy with the musical setting of it, and at times I didn't want to play it. And my accountability team, the guys and women that surrounded me, were always saying, "This is a great song. People love this song." So I fought with it for a decade until I did this kind of, what's the word I want to use? A stripped down version is the version we just played, and it worked for me. It finally worked for me. I could finally walk away with and not cringe. I could actually listen to it. And I'd also changed the way I do it live now. It goes, the live version of it, we never know where it's going to end up. I talked earlier about having that freedom to just allow things to spontaneously happen. And this song has taken us to places that we didn't think we'd ever go. So yeah, it's a big part of who I am and my catalog at this point.
That's awesome. I love when something like that happens. I had painted a painting of a sea turtle of all things, and it never sat with me. I didn't care for it. It looked cool, but it just wasn't. I'm like, man, this is like a Weiland painting. He's a painter,
Yep.
and he paints that kind of stuff. Although it's interesting, his latest stuff's more. He's painting Frankenstein creatures and Marilyn Monroe's, and I'm like, how did that happen? Where's his whales at? But it just I'm like, I'm not a Disney artist. This isn't. I didn't like it that much. And we had a charity event that had come up, and they didn't have anything to do with sea turtles. They wanted a painting to include in one of their fundraising. And I'm like, let's just throw that sea turtle at them. We're in South Florida. Everybody likes sea turtles.
Sure.
I do real well here. That was my thought on it. And we did the event. Painting got a bunch of bids on it. It sold, and it did what it needed. Raised a lot of money for this. I didn't realize that at the time. We were in the car on the way home. My wife turns to me and she goes, that painting accomplished what it needed to accomplish. Yeah. The whole reason it was there was to raise money for this charity. And I thought about that, and I'm like, you're right.
She's a wise woman.
The painting wasn't for me, but it needed me to come into existence. That's pretty cool. Maybe somebody's moving in a mysterious way. It certainly seems like it, but I don't know. But I'm glad it happened. Yeah, so when that happens. And folks, if you're going to take any message, I think what Eddie and I are trying to say is you just don't know. Do what you're supposed to do, and it's amazing how things can turn around on you and turn things. And
the journey gets lost on a lot of people. We may be in a down valley at the moment. Which that saying, if you're in the valley, sometimes if you get low enough, the only place you can go is up.
Yeah.
So you just got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. And as a man of faith, I never turn away. I turn away from a God that's always got my back, is working on me, is doing what he deems is best for me. And I've given up trying to figure out what it is I'm supposed to do. I'm comfortable with just accepting the fact that if I listen and I follow it, then I'm going to end up where I need to be.
Absolutely.
And you get up each day and you serve. I've never felt bad serving anybody in my life. I always feel good afterwards. It can be just picking up a loaf of bread that somebody knocked over in the store. I pick that, put that on the shelf. Somebody looks at me.
Put that cart back.
Because it's just the right thing to do to serve other people.
And if we all do a little bit of something, the world will be a better place.
For that.
And if you pick up that loaf of bread, your world's a better place for it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And
let's have a world with no bread on the floor.
Yeah. That's our platform.
The bread platform.
I'm the same way, though. I am the same way. I dated a gal many years ago, and she would see me do stuff. And she's like, why are you doing that? They pay people to do that. And I'm like, I'm getting paid. I feel good.
My wife never misses the opportunity, and I always tease her, what do you want, a job here? Same thing.
Yeah.
Are you looking for a job at this point? But,
yeah. We were at the grocery store the other day. I started bagging the groceries. And my wife said, there's somebody who's supposed to be doing it. And I said, yeah, but I want to get out of the grocery store quicker. It takes 30 seconds to do, and we're on our way having this conversation now. You know what I mean?
Well, let me share you. If this is the last thing, let me share you. I get to the grocery store. I buy my groceries. There's a retired gentleman at the end of the counter bagging my groceries. Gets them all bagged up, puts them in the cart, and asks me, do you need help getting that out to your car?
Gonna come home and eat them with me, too? I know exactly.
Do I look that bad at this point when you're going to help me?
I know which grocery store it is, or the chain. I know, because they're all the same. That guy works at all of them.
God bless him. God
They make
bless
a
them.
heck of a sub, I will say that, which I had for dinner last
Yes, yes.
night.
I'm partial to the cransation. The Polish
Yo, that's my wife's
cransation.
favorite.
Oh
Yep.
man, I just got
I'm
turned on
a
to that this year.
I'm a chicken tenders bacon ranch guy. Ooh, hard to
Wow.
beat. Hard
Well,
to beat. And the great thing about those subs is they're so full of because they just stack their stuff shoved in there. You have you have lunch for 2 days afterwards. You can't eat the
mhm.
whole thing, and it's cheaper than fast food. I don't know if it's better for you. Probably is. It seems like it's better to me, but I enjoy it more than a. The problem with fast food is it never looks like the picture. You know what I mean?
I tried to. I am a big sports fan. Watching my local Philadelphia baseball team while I'm down here, and the commercial was for Jersey Mike's.
Okay.
And they put this picture up of this turkey, and I fumbled. I'm going to be ready. They're not playing tonight. They're playing tomorrow night. My phone will be ready for that commercial. I'm going to take a picture of that sandwich. And I go to Jersey Mike's. I eat at Jersey Mike's every Monday.
Okay.
My wife and I eat it, no matter where we're at.
Yeah,
If there's
she's
a
a big
Jersey,
Jersey Mike's roast beef gal, my
if
wife.
there's one in state, we'll find it and we'll have lunch there. So I'm
Right.
taking it. I'm on a first name basis. I walk in and they all, hey, Ed. They all know me.
You
So
got the little card.
I'm going to my picture next week and I'm going
There
to
you
tell
go.
them, I want this sandwich. You've been giving me
Yeah,
great sandwiches, but can I have this one?
exactly. Exactly. Folks, that's going to wrap it up for us. Eddy Mann, we have all of the clickable links in the description, everything Eddy Mann. I suggest you can share and all of that, follow, whatever the case may be. You youngsters out there, put his music on the background of your TikToks. I don't know how that works. That's way beyond my skill level.
It's available.
But yeah, do all that and help get the word out. And folks, support indie musicians because there isn't some big A&R label behind them. They're working real hard to bring you great music, and hit that share button is all I'm saying. And very cool. The world's weird. Be smart. Keep your head on a swivel. What all that stuff. But most importantly, be kind. Be kind. My wife always says the world sends back whatever you put out.
Yeah.
So hedge your bet, be kind, and we'll see you next time, folks. Have a great one. Thanks, Eddy.
My pleasure.
This has been pop art painter Jamie Roxx's Pop Rocks Radio Talk Show. It has been executive produced by Jamie Roxx, recorded at his studio in Deerfield Beach in South Florida. All rights reserved by Pop Rocks Limited. Hannah Oli, Pop Rocks Radio. Estás escuchando Jamie Roxx de Pop Rocks Radio. Manténganse al tanto.
Hej, det här är Hicks från Sverige och ni lyssnar till Pop Rocks Radio med Jamie Roxx.